Maybe your kids have learned about the 4 families of the orchestra, but do they know about a very important person called the conductor? In this video, you'll learn about 3 fun ways to practice being a conductor with your kids. Welcome back to Morning Basket Music, your best resource for learning how to teach music to kids. I'm Leanne, a homeschool mom of 2 and a music educator for more than 18 years. There are some really cool ways for kids to learn about the instruments of the orchestra, and if you're looking for some great resources, I'll be sure to put links in the video description. However, besides just knowing the names of different instruments like the violin and the trumpet and knowing how they sound, I also want kids to be introduced to a VIP called the conductor. What's so great about this person? Well, they are literally in charge of an entire group of musicians in an orchestra or band. Sounds like an easy job, right? I mean, all they have to do is tell the players which instruments should be playing, when to start and stop. Things like fast sounds, slow sounds, quiet, loud, bumpy sounds, smooth sounds. But there's one important detail that I have left out. They cannot use any words to communicate. They have to let the players know all these different things they want simply by using hand gestures. And sometimes they use this magical stick called a baton. So as you can tell, the conductor actually has a highly skilled job. But I have some good news for you today. I'm going to show you 3 fun activities that can help kids of all different ages learn how to watch and follow a conductor, plus practice being the conductor who directs the music. This first activity is best for young learners. They are going to practice keeping their eyes on the conductor as well as paying attention to when to start and stop. We will also reinforce keeping the steady beat on instruments. And if you want to find out more about ways to practice the steady beat with kids, I'll be sure to link one of my previous videos here. Side note, I say this in almost every video, but if you don't own any rhythm instruments at home, it is no big deal. Seriously, any of these activities can be done just using something you have laying around the house, like a bucket or anything that you can drum on. You can even make these instrument sounds by using body percussion, things like clapping hands or patting on your knees. So just use whatever you've got. To begin this activity, you'll want to choose a recording that has a very obvious, strong, steady beat. So think, for example, something that you would hear a marching band play. You, the parent or teacher, will act as the conductor, and you're going to hold up a set of popsicle sticks. They can have different colors or different shapes, whatever you want. I often like to pick a seasonal theme for mine, and since I knew that this video would be released during the week of July 4th, I decided to go with a patriotic theme, but you can make them look different however you want. Each of my sticks will represent a different instrument group that's going to play. So I might assign the drums to be the red star, the shakers to be the white star, and the rhythm sticks to be the blue star. What we're doing is giving each child a visual cue of when it's their turn to play. Remember, the job of a conductor is to use nonverbal communication. While the music plays, kids should be watching for their signal of when to start and stop. This is an early skill that is so crucial. You, the conductor, will help them by holding up their stick when it's time to begin and putting it down when it's time to stop. But it's also helpful if you will use your other hand to communicate in another way. So while the star is up, you can point to each group to begin, and then you can close your hand when it's time to stop. If you're teaching really young kids or maybe an only child, it's best to start by just holding up one star at a time so that they can easily follow you. On the other hand, if you're teaching older children or those who are just ready for more challenge, you can experiment by holding up 2 stars, or even 3 stars at a time to see if they can really pay attention to who is supposed to be playing. Now, let's see this activity in action. The next activity I like to call conducting in reverse, because the usual way is that the conductor dictates how the musicians play according to their hand gestures. But you're probably not sitting at home with a live orchestra in front of you. So instead, we're going to play a recording for the kids so they can listen to what they hear in the music, and then they will try and match those sounds with their own conducting motions. With conducting in reverse, we're not so much focused on kids tapping the steady beat in the air, although it's fine if they end up doing that. Instead, I'm more focused on, can they change their hand gestures to reflect changes that they hear in the music? For example, really loud sounds versus quiet sounds, or what do their hands do as the music starts to get faster and speed up? Stuff like that. It's a good idea to brainstorm some of these things out loud ahead of time. For example, you might ask, show me what your hand motions would look like during a slow, smooth part of the music. And it gives them a chance to actually practice what they will do before they conduct the music. If I happen to be teaching a really large group of kids, I might even have them close their eyes while they're conducting, so that 1, they don't get distracted by what other people are doing, 2, they don't just look around and copy their neighbor, and 3, so that they feel slightly less self-conscious about what they're doing. Okay, if this activity only seems mildly fun so far, here is where the real fun begins. If you have a chance to go to the local dollar store and pick up a pack of these glow sticks, suddenly the appeal will greatly increase for your kids. You mean we're gonna turn off the lights and conduct with our lightsabers? You see what I mean? You just earned yourself some cool mom points. Now, let's watch this activity in action. This final activity is best suited for older kids, think late elementary into middle school, because they are going to start learning an actual conducting pattern. And this can be done just using bare hands, or if they want to hold something like a stick that actually looks like a baton, that's great too. We are now moving away from just tapping the steady beat to conducting a pattern in groups of 4 beats at a time. Now, even if you're not someone with a musical background, that's fine. I will let you know that 4/4 is probably the most common way you will see beats grouped together in music. And it's pretty easy to identify when you hear it. Try to feel the stronger downbeat on beat 1 and then count 3 beats after it like this. for the actual conducting pattern, I want you to pretend like you're watching yourself in the mirror. So when my hand goes this way, you're going left, and when my hand goes this way, you're going right. Beat 1 goes straight down, like you're slicing vegetables. Beat 2 goes left. Beat 3 goes right. Beat 4, you swoop back up to where you started. So it goes down, left, right swoop, up. Down, left, right swoop, up. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, because this is just an introduction to conducting, we're not going to use the other hand to do anything with right now. We just want kids to focus on the 4-beat conducting pattern. This is what it looks like along with music. See if you can follow and try conducting with me. Well done! Now, before we end this video, I want to give you one idea that you can use as a game with the 4-beat conducting pattern. And depending on the age of your kids, you can decide who will be the conductor and who will be the follower, maybe even take turns with those different roles. The person who is conducting will show the 4-beat pattern without any music, and they will assign the follower or followers a set of motions to perform. For example, I want you to clap on beat 1 and snap on beat 3. Let's see if you can follow and get it right. Well, how did you do? Notice that there's one more little sneaky thing I did as the conductor to show you that I was about to begin my pattern. You might have to go back and rewind the video to see it, but just before I started the downward motion on beat 1, I did something quick like this. And that's just a very common, very quick signal that every conductor uses to show when the music is about to begin. I hope you've learned a lot about the role of a conductor today. And remember, this person is a VIP in the music world. Now you know some of their secrets that you and your kids can practice at home. If you've enjoyed today's video, please be sure to subscribe to Morning Basket Music so you don't miss a thing. Until next time, happy music making!